people. Welcome to an absolutely stunning July evening. It's not a breath of wind, it's probably still about 19 degrees. And that only means one thing, it's bath time. Not bath time, hopefully not bath time, bath time. So quite a distance away from home. It's fair to say it's taken us a while to drive here, but I'm going to give it a shot, see what the crack is. It's 10 o'clock at night, I'm stood here in a t-shirt, I'm warm. Setup is the 8'7" salt tail walk, salty shape dash, rated 5 to 24 grams, which is 0.5 to 1.2 PE. I never really pay attention to PE, I'm a bit old school, I just go off the gram rating really, but it's a pretty battered rod now. It's probably not worth a lot, but I absolutely love it. I think I bought it for about 180 quid new, and it served us very, very well. It's a cracking bit of kit. That's teamed up to me Shimano Vanquish C3000 MHD medium gear. Beautiful reel, the line on it's phenomenal. It's loaded with Suffolk's 131 Go braid, 18 pound, and that's tied to about a 3-4 foot 20 or 22 pound fluorocarbon leader. That's tied with an FG knot, and I just like the breakaway mini links, me lure fishing. Used loads of different ones and I found these to be the best. That happens to be a white Savage Gear pencil, but I'm going to go through all sorts of lures. I'll quickly show you some of them. So usual selection of surface lures: patch, osturi, vulture, subsurface. The IMA Navarone is definitely one of my favourites. Absolute killer that. We've got some metals as well. Savage Gear Seekers, don't go anywhere without those. And Gary's had loads of fish on those. And hopefully soon, Gary's had quite a bit on, but we haven't fished together for quite a while since we're in Scotland last month. So hopefully Gary will be making an appearance on some more of the videos very soon. But so yeah, keep a lookout. Other side, what we've got, yeah, more sort of subsurface. That's an old classic Savage Gear Prey, I think it is. Not the best caster, but dives well. Action's absolutely lethal. These, if I could only choose one hard lure, I think I'd go for one of these. It's a Tackle House feed shallow in the 105 16 gram. Absolutely brilliant lure. Not the best when there's a bit of surf. Well, it would be that, or it would be the IMA Hound Glide. Brilliant caster, brilliant lure, had a lot of fish on them. And then on the other box, we've got a selection of soft plastics, weighted, unweighted, various colours, from natural to white to dark, cheb heads, unweighted. Particularly like these actually, drift shoal sticks. I just fish them weedless, weightless, they're about 20 gram, they cast really, really well, you can just twitch them and the action on them is mint. So that's the gear. We're just going to have a blast around, see what this area throws up, if anything. But if we get something, we'll be back. Tell you what, these pencils cast like absolute bullets. You don't have to do anything with them. Straight retrieve, and they've got a nice little wobble. You can fish them fast, slow, you can stop, little pause. Obviously you do sink, so you don't want to be pausing for too long depending on how deep you're fishing. Such a versatile lure, and probably about half the price, if not more, maybe even a third of the price of a lot of your more expensive hard lures, so tend not to go anywhere without them. What an evening. What an evening. It's always a buzz fishing a new mark, I think. Because for me, like, part of bass fishing, any fishing for that matter, you kind of learn your marks, you catch fish, and then it's kind of like, okay, what's next? What else can you get a buzz out of? And for me, it's obviously catching fish, but catching them in new venues, working them out. I find that equally as exciting. Just that heart-stopping feeling when you feel something on the end of that lure. Quite a lot of the time it's the top of a rock or a bit of kelp, but you still get that feeling. Of course the problem, well not the problem, but the challenge I should say with fishing new marks is there's a lot of time, trial and error, and a lot of blanks. But when you do catch something, especially when you've had a hunch about a place, it just makes it all the more satisfying. So, quite ironically, I opened that video saying it's bass time and not bath time. And what actually happened was, during that session, I was walking over some rocks. Only had my red light on, so I couldn't really make out the colours. Stupidly, really walking around on rocks I'd never been on. Walked on a load of green weed, slipped, got soaked. My camera transducer. Receiver for the mic, totally knackered. I thought my media mod on the GoPro was knackered as well, so I had to replace that straight away. I felt like my back and my neck and strangely my jaw were in absolute agony. It was a very, very weird fall. My head didn't hit the rock, but the pain, I don't know if it's just something whiplash my neck and just transferred to a nerve in my jaw or something, but it wasn't pleasant. Anyway, battled on, fished for quite a while, didn't get anything, which was disappointing, but that's just bass fishing for you. But to be honest, what it did kind of make is realise that's probably the first time I've ever fallen badly. And luckily I was with Ray, but if I'd fallen a little bit harder then and I wasn't on my own, and I was on my own, it's quite kind of, I don't know, it's a bit of a sobering thought sometimes to think what the reality of that might have been. But anyway, luckily don't need to think about that. So it does just make us think though, us sea anglers have certainly got to watch what we're doing at times. I think you fish for so long and nothing happens so regularly, and you just forget everything in sea angling, whether you're on the shore or on the boat. Everything can go from being absolutely fine to absolutely wrong, literally within a split second. So yeah, that's just the way my mind works anyway. So I'm back, as I say, trying another mark. The sea's flattened right off. There was a little bit of a swell the other night, but it's flattened right off. Fish in the ebb, got quite a big tide. I think it's maybe I haven't actually looked, 4.7, something like that. As usual, I've got, after Friday night and taking that fall, I was in agony yesterday, and I ended up just drowning my sorrows last night. So I've got quite a nasty hangover at the minute, and I couldn't even be bothered to put my breathable waders on. I've just put me rubbers on, and to make it worse, because it was sunny yesterday at the pub initially, I had my sunglasses on. Of course, got drunk, and I've left them in a pub somewhere. So I really feel that if there's any justice, I'll catch a fish tonight, because it's been a bloody tough weekend. But anyway, I'm just going to start with a pencil, blast it out over this kelp. It's bright sunshine, the water's gin clear. I'll be lucky at this time of day, but I just fancy getting out and getting some fresh air, because I sometimes find when I'm sitting dying on the settee, sometimes you just feel better by getting up and getting out there. Anyway, let's chit chat, let's crack on. Nothing at the first spot, although I did get a hit only about 10 yards out on a pencil. Hit the lure, then swirled, swam off, cast around the same area a few times, just couldn't hit it. But just got a bit of a hunch for a surface lure, so I put a patch on, had a few casts with that, and I'll switch back to the pencil. Quick break, I need some sugar and fuel. Lovely evening, just slightly breezy. I'm hoping the breeze dies off, but conditions are bang on, but no sign of life. Strange. Anyway, next natural sandy coloured pencil. Keep blasting that out, see what happens. Nice, well, another day, another session. This is my third consecutive session. It's quite overcast, it has been all day. Sea's still pretty flat. Tiniest of swells, but I'm going to give it a few casts with this patch and possibly stick a pencil or even soft plastic on. So see how we'll get on. One thing that I do when I'm fishing really shallow ground, which is inevitably quite often now when you're fishing for bass, using lures like a pencil or a seeker. When I cast, always, I mentioned earlier on in the video, I'll always manually put my manually put my bail arm over. Just out of habit, it also helps prevent wind knots. It's just, you know what's going on if you're doing it by hand, if you crank into it and there's a bit of loose line. But also about 4 or 5 foot before my lure hits the water, obviously you've got to have some daylight to do this, I'll always just flick the bail arm over, and what that does is it just pulls out any loose bough that's still hanging in the air that's potentially going to give that lure time to sink while you're winding in all the slack. So it just helps you prevent losing lures really. So all I mean is, see that one, cast that out, just about, you can just see it takes, rod tip takes a little bit of a knock, but it means I'm in contact with that lure a hell of a lot quicker than what I would have been had I just let it hit the water and then I'm winding, you know, a line that's still 10-20 foot in the air depending on how windy it is. Come on. Got to be something out there. Another third session. You obviously will lose a couple of yards distance, but personally I'd rather lose a tiny bit of distance and make sure I've got my lure back. Been overcast all day, which is usually a good thing. Got a big tide as well, I think. I don't know, 0.9 ebb, something like that. That's some amazing bird activity around here tonight. Right, well, finally, after a tricky Friday night,
after a tricky month,
aye, nice fish, double hit,
double.
So what did you get that on, Ray?
Got it on a Western metal, new metal of mine.
Was that like a blue pattern?
Like a mackerel pattern with a silver belly.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Lovely, well done.
Happy with that?
Nice.
Right.
After initially thinking Ray's bass had swam into my line, turns out, a little bit of a rarity, we've got a double shot, a nice garish seeker, a nice prime little codlin, so that's the first fish I've had in 4 sessions, so I'm very pleased. Mwah. Right, get him unhooked. Luckily, it's just scissors, nice and lively, lovely, well marked fish. We'll get him back, get it. Well, finally, after 4 sessions, managed to see the bass and a bonus codlin as well. So to wrap that up, yeah, that's I had four sessions in 6 days, 2 of which were with Ray. So that's a lot of man hours, a lot of fishing, but not catching anything. Sometimes you get there's weeds, it's too much chop, there's not enough chop. Hard graft, but that's the harsh and raw reality of bass fishing in the north of the UK, I suppose. Certainly on this side of the coast anyway. So, yeah, just good to see the silver bar, regardless of who catches it really. Shows you're doing something right. So yeah, it's been a pretty grueling 4 sessions, to be honest. The first one I fell, hurt myself, knocked half my camera gear which needed to be replaced. Felt like I had a whiplash on Saturday. Fortunately that's pretty much gone now. First cast tonight, heard this weird sort of sound and looked, one of the rings has just come straight off my rod. The rod's at all, to be fair, it's taken an absolute batter and it's God knows how many hours it's put in and it's finally, well, part of it's given up the ghost, so I need to try and figure out where to get a ring with that size and shape from. I've never really had a rod like that and it was rod builder. Can't seem to get my words out either. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. So yeah, 4 sessions, been hard work, but we managed to get a couple of fish for him at least. So I hopefully enjoyed. Just a bit more of a quick fire video really. Not the most sophisticated in terms of editing, just because being on the move all the time, various things have happened, such as falling over in my gear, getting knackered. But anyway, hope you've been out catching a few. Tight lines, keep fishing. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.